Sexuality affects all aspects of the human person in the unity of his body and soul. In creating man, male and female, God gives man and woman an equal personal dignity. Sexuality is a source of joy and pleasure.
Chastity means the successful integration of sexuality within the person and thus the inner unity of man in his bodily and spiritual being.
Chastity includes an apprenticeship in self-mastery, which is a training in human freedom. The alternative is clear. Either man governs his passions and finds peace, or he lets himself be dominated by them and becomes unhappy.
The virtue of chastity comes under the cardinal virtue of temperance, which seeks to permeate the passions and appetites of the senses with reason. Chastity is a moral virtue. It is also a gift from God, a grace, a fruit of spiritual effort.
There are three forms of the virtue of chastity. The first is that of spouses, the second, that of widows, and the third, that of virgins. We do not praise any one of them to the exclusion of the others. This is what makes for the richness of the discipline of the Church.
Last is disordered desire for or inordinate enjoyment of sexual pleasure.
Masturbation is to be understood the deliberate stimulation of the genital organs in order to derive sexual pleasure.
Fornication is the carnal union between an unmarried man and an unmarried woman.
Pornography consists in removing real or simulated sexual acts from the intimacy of the partners in order to display them deliberately to third parties.
Prostitution does injury to the dignity of the person who engages in it, reducing the person to an instrument of sexual pleasure. Rape is the forcible violation of the sexual intimacy of another person. Rape deeply wounds the respect, freedom, and physical and moral integrity to which every person has a right.
Homosexuality refers to relations between men or between women who experiences an exclusive or predominant sexual attraction toward persons of the same sex.
Basing itself on sacred scripture, which presents homosexual acts as acts of grave depravity, tradition has always declared that homosexual acts are intrinsically disordered.
By creating the human being, man and woman, God gives personal dignity equally to one and the other. Each of them, man and woman, should acknowledge and accept.
Among the sins gravely contrary to chastity are masturbation, fornication, pornography, and homosexual practices.
You have heard that it was said, "You shall not commit adultery." But I say to you that everyone who looks at a woman lustfully has already committed adultery with her in his heart.